It was a really interested pod to listen to. Why Prepit X? Why did they construct it as it is, built in Germany, handcrafted in Germany? And like the German thinking when they make it. Quality before design.
Yeah. They are new and they entered the market to get big.
Yeah, it will get big.
They will get big. Because they have all the assets for success.
Yeah. And they have the recipe for the success.
It is.
Don't use this, please.
Please, introduce yourself.
I should start?
Yeah.
I think the question is, what is Prepit X?
Yeah.
So where's the story behind Prepit X?
Yeah.
So I think it came from my family. So my grandfather from my grandfather was a supplier, or he was a small manufacturer of, how to say this in English, horse coaches or horse wagons.
Yeah.
So he make the wheels for the horse wagons, and then the wheels have the color of wood, and then he painted black with a brush. And this starting, the first touch with paint and a car was 1800, blah, blah, blah. So in the beginning of 1800. And then later, 1925, my grandfather founded the first car body shop or car painting shop, 1925, in the north of Germany. Probably in the whole Germany, it's one of the first. There was still almost no spray guns on the market. They're still using the brush to paint a car. And then comes up with De Wirbis, coming some imports from USA. The first spray guns was 1925, 1913, coming from USA to Germany, and they start a car painting shop. This is my roots, where I keep in touch with this kind of business, you know. And then later, my father had a huge industrial car shop or painting shop. I did with him together, and but father and son, long time, never worked well. So we had different opinions about the future of the company. So I quit and said, I want to be still in the business. My passion are spray guns. So I start trading with spray guns. I start thinking about making spray guns.
Okay.
And this starting already 2002, something like this. But I'm starting with electrical paint sprayer. So because at this moment I saw better chance to earn money. So electrical paint sprayer for DIY, because there are some other German companies, the yellow company in the market, who have this, but I found this not very innovative, and also the results was not this I'm expecting as car painter. So I made my first electrical paint sprayers, and then work with big distributors together. So then later you can find my sprayer at Bauhaus or for the big home improvement stores. And then later also I'm always thinking about spray guns. I was CIO of a technical company. Also they are making spray guns, but the spray guns are not made by themselves. They are making outside Europe and then imported to Europe. And I was there 15 years. And I said I can do it better if it's my own company. So 2015 I had some shares. I sold the shares, and then the idea about Prepit X becomes growing, and was a really long process. I think I'm working personally on this project since 10 years, and we have no operating business, because also you have to make the supply chain of the products. You have to find the innovations. I have an engineer. You have to find an engineer who has the ability to design spray guns, something like this. We testing, failed, trial error, failed, try error, failed. It's a long process, and basically we want to start 2020. This was our target, and then comes Corona with COVID. So we said, okay, it's also not a good time to really start the business. So we take down our hats and waiting until Corona has gone, and so we starting 2002, 2003 really with operating business with Prepit X as brand.
Okay.
So, and we are very small. We are not a factory. We said we are a manufacturer.
Yeah.
So we are producing, at the highest we can produce around about 250 guns, 300 guns in a day. So this is around about 1,500 guns in a week. Compared to the three big names, it's nothing. So we are just a little bit a drop. But who's
do you produce everything in-house?
The parts coming not from in-house, so we are too small to have all this machinery for this. We are producing this part, I would say, worldwide, but 80% coming from Europe. These are subcontractors for CNC machining. These are screw companies. These are the coating. It's the biggest problem in Europe, the coating companies, to find them. And all these parts coming together. The spray gun have round about between 30 and 50 parts. And these parts will be assembled by hand, handcrafted, then in our company.
Yeah, that's almost comedian that the coating on the spray gun is the issue.
It's really a big problem because of the environmental laws in Europe. It's difficult to find someone to can make this surface and this quality in this small batches. So.
And I can imagine it's quite aggressive also because due to all the cleaning, all the wiping, and all of the solutions that are used on the guns, it needs to be a tough surface and a good surface. Even if it chips, it doesn't.
It's coming. I can say this. It's a company secret, but it's an Eastern Europe company who offered this kind of coating for us. And we tested many of the surface companies, not that much in Europe, who are offering this kind of service. We test them all, and finally we found this company, and we was quite happy about this because the quality is good, the price is good.
And distribution. You're distributing in Europe now, and you're beginning to come into Swedish market.
Yes.
And with Martin.
So my company is called, I actually run the company together with my wife. It's called OPC. It stands for Ox Paint Consulting. And we help companies such as Prepit X to market their products in Europe. We work with several major manufacturers in this type of business, in the paint business. And it's everything from curing trains with infrared lamps in Holland to spray guns in Ireland or Sweden or Denmark. So it's a very broad spectrum of products that we help market in Europe. And after being in the paint business for over 30 years. We have a unique, ability to find key distributors for example, for Prepit X and these fantastic guns. So so far it's been a really big success with the guns. We have had a lot of interest from different countries to start with guns, and the feedback from the painters is really good. Because painters lately have got the feeling that the guns have become a little bit too expensive for what you get for your money, and these guns are a good quality gun for a very fair price, and handcrafted in Germany. I think it's a good starting point, and so far, it's been for us. It's been a really fantastic feeling to get all the positive feedback.
Yeah, nice.
So,
as a painter, I've tried all of the brands, all of the high end also, and as you said, they are crazy expensive.
yes.
And also, what I think is like overpriced is the spare parts today.
Yeah.
It's so overpriced for the nozzle and needle. Some of the parts cost around 500 euros.
Yeah.
And that's crazy amount of money just to get the needle and nozzle, just to change it out. And you need to change it out once a year.
So spare parts is really it's a product have a lot of costs. Even you need to have the storage and everything. But like you said, it's also from my point of view, I really have also the same feeling. It's overpriced because the production cost we have, the other supplier have similar costs. They are not really. Stainless steel is stainless steel. You can have different qualities, but the price for stainless steel is in the same range. We are not talking about many hundreds euros more. So and the point is, my competitor, the number 3, they make a great job the last 100 years because the red one from south of Germany, it's more than 100 years old, made a great job to make a brand awareness. And this you have to pay, this brand awareness. And they ask for the money for the brand awareness. The same like the gun from Japan, now coming more and more, or from USA. It's only they're earning money with the brand awareness. We don't have this yet, so unfortunately we cannot ask for this kind of high prices for this. So we're really starting, we have a reasonable calculation, we have a reasonable pricing, and this is the way you can produce a good quality spray gun for.
And today's market is also that everyone is like, no, we will not change the needle because it's too expensive. We run one more year. If it's cheaper, then you will change more often.
Yes.
And what I've noticed is that the guns are becoming too advanced. They are too advanced built, too advanced thinking around. I have a gun downstairs that are digital, but don't forget to remove the digital before you put it in the washer. If you put it in the washer, then bye 500 euros. You need to buy a new. And all the accessories, it becomes a gun that is more than 1,000 euros for a spray gun that you cannot. There will be people saying, there are huge difference between them. But for 95% of the painters out there, there's no difference. I would say it's the feeling, it's how what type of technique you're using, how much product is coming out, and how often you can like change the needle so it feels like a new gun. Because
from our guns you can buy a new gun, so for the price.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if it's the way to go, because if I'm failing or one of my employers failing with cleaning my super expensive guns, then they will spray like shit.
Yes.
And then you have to buy new stuff.
And looking at that from a painter's point of view, that you can change the nozzle for a more reasonable sum and the needle, you get a more accurate spray pattern, and you get a more consistent application. And also for the paint manufacturers, it's a lot better if your gun is always maintained and updated. You have less mottling, cloudiness in the silver colors. You will have a much nicer surface.
But most of the painters, they want to like use it as the day-to-day. It's not like they're all like painting historical cars or stuff.
No, it's production.
It's production. It has to be fast. It has to be cheap. They need multiple guns. Like when I'm painting, I'm always using at least 3 guns at the same time. So we need to have, imagine having super expensive 3 guns. That's just for the base. Then you have a clear coat gun, then you have a filler gun. Every gun needs to be like, it's becoming so expensive.
Because you are painting a lot of different areas in different colors.
Yeah, different area, different colors and everything. And it's the same in a body shop. Imagine having 5 guys and all have their own guns.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah, and mostly they have. Then you need a shitload of guns.
Yes.
And then you need to change the nozzle and the needle.
Yeah, if each guy has.
And the amount you save is huge.
Yes.
But no one thinks like that. They only think like, oh, I'm gonna use the high-end Iwata, Sata, or whatever brand it is, the Wilbys. I'm really a fan of the DV1, but that's just the feeling, because I'm using the Sata also. I use the Iwata also, so I use every brand.
With every spray gun you can paint, so they all
Yeah.
make a great job. So.
Yeah.
So.
But it comes down to how much paint, but to this day-to-day production, it doesn't matter which gun I use. It's spray paint.
Yeah, you could maintain the same
yeah.
production with these guns
Yes.
without any problem.
So my biggest upside on this ones on Prep X is it's a really good gun that costs half the price of
Some of the
competition around, and to maintain them, you cannot compare.
No.
The maintenance is like so cheap. So
It's also the guns need to be how to say in English, robust is a German word.
Yeah, very robust.
Yeah, robust.
Robust is an English word for
Yeah.
this. And I just have the sentence from my father in my ear. You need to drive with a car over the spray guns, and they should not be broken. So this means they have to be robust.
Yeah.
It's a tool like a hammer,
Yeah.
and this is also like you described. So you're working with this every day.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. And for a comparison, I took Gamma X clear coat gun, and I gave it to one of the guys downstairs, and said, like, feel it. How does it feel when you hold it?
Yep.
How does the trigger feel compared to one of the high-end brands that's super expensive? And he said, like, no difference.
No.
It feels the same. The trigger is like so good and precise.
Yes.
It feels robust.
And
It feels like if you drop it, it will not break. But if you drop the DV1 like I did, I broke it.
I think you can also.
Yeah,
probably
of course
this
you can
also-
also break it, but
But the application of the gun, I mean, the clear coat, that's the clear coat gun. The spray pattern is really nice. You get really wide fan, and the clear coat goes on really smooth. And the feedback we gotten on that gun for clear coat, it's really fantastic.
Yeah.
So
the story behind Gamma X, where's the secrets in it? How did you develop it? What was the key features that you decided to be for?
So
for this?
we this comes from our sales that we also want to have a clear coat gun, and this is coming from a US side. And of course, when we're designing a gun, we say there's two groups in the world. So one is the SADA lovers, and the other one is the Wilbys lovers. That's the way. And so we try to make a design close to this. To the feeling of the customer, not too much. We don't want to copy anything, but we want to be close, that they're feeling very comfortable with this. And we want to have a fancy color because it's a new gun and it's more fancy. As more people, some people hate this color because they say it looks like a gay gun, but I don't care. So most of the customer like this color.
Yeah.
yes.
And our main focus we put on the nozzle, that we have a very fine automation. And of course, the benchmark for this is the DV1, and we think we did a good job, and we think the spray pattern, the automation, is already a touch better than the D1. But this everyone have to find out by themselves.
Yeah.
It depends how much you adjust the gun. So just a little bit adjustment in the fluid adjustment, or just in the pressure adjustment, and then you have a different spray pattern.
Yeah.
And like also Martin had this gun, and he's quite happy with this, also
Yes.
with the spray pattern. We had several technical engineers also from different paint companies who using this gun in Germany. They all say the same. So the spray pattern is at its best.
The Alpha X.
We call this is our Brot und Butter spray gun. This is a bread and butter spray gun. This is the most sold version of our spray guns.
Yeah.
Because we call this all-rounder. Basically, at the end, you can do anything with that. Depends on the nozzle size, of course.
How is the spray pattern compared to the Gamma X?
It's the drops becoming with the same pressure a little bit bigger. If you have the same nozzle size, they're a little bit bigger, and also the fluid outlet is a little bit less. So, if you're more professional for clear coat, we recommend the Gamma X. But you need to have some knowledge, some profession to do this.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more easier to spray because there's a less paint flow, and the drops little bit. We're talking about microns bigger. That's the difference.
So if you don't know how to mix to dilute the clear coat, it won't make a difference. You need to know everything really good to use the gun.
So also we are working together in Germany with the schools for the painter. In Germany we have the system for schools for painters, and in the schools they have also spray booths and they have teacher. And also we're working with them together. We always suggest starting with this gun because this is, like I said, all-rounder.
Yeah.
So if you're a starter and beginner, it's more easier to handle. And also this spray pattern is a little bit different. It's like oval, because we're thinking with the oval spray pattern as a beginner, you can overlap more easier the paint surface. So there are some other competitors. They're talking about an E pattern. For this, you need to be very professional painter, or you have lines in your surface.
Okay.
Because you you make too much material on the same position because of this eye nozzle, I think called eye nozzle, and this is you really have to get the feeling in the hand. And starters and beginners, and let's say also body shops in the world. We have also some customer in Asia, so in not far Asia, but like Thailand or Indonesia, they never had this education as a painter like we have here in Europe. So they need to have a spray gun easy to use and more simple. And when you were talking about the Gamma, this is really for the high end painter.
Wait. So this is like the to-go gun.
This one we tested for many different applications. We tested it for base coat, water-based base coat, solvent-based coat. Works really well. Gives a very nice surface without mottling or without cloudiness. And also actually for two-component paint for water-based paint.
Okay.
2K water-based, which is the future. For example, for the trains, we tested this one, and really good results. Very nice surface, and we got really good feedback on this gun. And what can I say? It's the painters seems to love this gun.
So this produces less material. For example, it's more like the DV1 then. On that, if you compare it with the spray version of it.
If you're using the same inlet air pressure, you're right.
Because as you said, there are the Wilbys users and there is SATA users. The SATA users love more fluid. The Wilbys less fluid. So that's how I compare difference between more fluid, less fluid.
It's also how you move. Some paint are moving slowly, some paint are moving fast. They're all so different. We are humans. They're also different.
And different distances between. You can move really fast, really close. So it's all about technique.
You can see also when you see a painter how he paint, or if you're doing like this, then not that professional painter. No.
But to compare this gun to the Gamma, this is so light and so how do you say it? Slim. It feels good.
Yes, it is slim, it is light, and it's silent.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the things we got a lot of positive feedback on the guns. Is that they're very both the guns actually are really silent
Okay.
compared to
Yeah.
other manufacturers,
Yeah.
and the painters like it because. To be honest, if you paint all day in a spray booth, some of the painters, they just walk in the spray booth all day, painting. Maybe they go out and mix some paint, but maybe they're like a main painter. He paints all day, and to listen to this noise from the guns, it's really not healthy.
No, it's not healthy. I always use like AirPods, listening to music because it's too goddamn loud.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun
quiet.
testing this out. I'm waiting for the adapters because I'm not using normal cups, and then we're going to do a demonstration in our paint booth, showing off these guns, how they spray and everything. So it will come after this podcast. So it's gonna be really fun to try this.
Yes.
But if Martin says it's good, it is good.
For sure.
It is good. Really good.
So if we look at the on the Beta X, what is the purpose of this gun?
Yeah, we call this gun, that's our primer gun, because also you can, starting from 1.5, 1.7 and goes to 2.0 nozzle sizes. And we market this as primer gun. Inside some little difference to the Alpha X, and also the surface of the gun, it's different. In result, that this gun is more economical because it's a primer gun.
Yeah, people are not that good of cleaning the primer gun.
This is cleaning. It's always a big theme. It's always a big trouble and problem also for us. They send back the guns and said the gun doesn't work anymore, and then even when you get back the gun, you can see already outside. Sometimes you can see already at the case this already dirty. So I don't know how some painters have such a dirty case, and then you take out the gun and you see, you know the reason why the gun doesn't work anymore.
You need to properly clean them.
But it's easy to clean. It's the same technology like Alpha X, so it's not too much complicated. So, for example, the Gamma X technology we never can use for primer because this is kind of like a small diva. This gun, and it must, like I said before, it must be robust. Robust.
So basically, Beta X is a slightly cheaper version of Alpha X because it looks really similar.
It's the same gun body for sure. So we are producing not different gun bodies. So for the Beta X polyester, for the Alpha X, and it's the same. It's the same gun body, and also the machines who making the holes and the threads inside is the same. Just some components and some materials different to save some money in the production.
Of course.
I would say that this gun is for being, because of that you use the same body and you use the same technology, kind of like the base coat gun. This is like a premium filler gun, like for the primer, premium primer gun, because the surface you get from this one is really smooth. It makes a really smooth surface, and of course you have a smooth surface on a sanding primer, for example. You have to sand less the day after, which is really important, and
save time and sandpaper.
Save time and sandpaper, and of course also because of the nozzle and the spare part price, you can change your nozzle a little bit more often than you do in your normal primer gun, and then the total economy of the gun is really good.
And the Beta X polyester gun, 2.5 millimeters.
Only 2.5 millimeters, and it's actually the same gun like the Beta X with the Beta X with 1.5, 1.7, or 2.0, but we deliver this only with 2.5. We also, these inside the components, again we take away some components you don't need for a polyester gun. some holes, some air holes are missing inside for finer automation.
Yeah.
So this is also, we save some money that we can also offer this cheaper than the beater gun.
Yeah.
This gun is also really good for spraying, for example, 1K water filler for wood painters. Makes a really nice surface with 1K water primer. So it's really efficient for that as well.
Yeah.
You can see this is, we call this is a design family. So all the gun bodies is the same. And when we're using the same gun body in the production, we can save a lot of money. So if we are making a new design just for a primer gun, if we make a new design just for a polyester gun, these investments we have to put on the calculation at the end, the spray gun become more expensive.
Yeah.
So this is also what we are. So our team was engineers. We make a very economical and very efficient spray gun production.
Yeah.
So we try to avoid at any corner. We try to avoid costs.
Yeah.
So also we don't have the budget to go to the big shows and spending huge exhibition booths for $100,000. We don't do this. We just take a very small one.
Yeah.
So this means we don't need to calculate it, this big booth on our spray gun, and this makes a difference. So also very often we have the question to me why your spray guns can be such cheaper than other ones.
Yeah.
So all these in all this amount, the sum of this amount is the reason.
Yeah, that's a really smart tactic to do.
We have a very efficient production for this, and this we're doing with subcontractors, and we can scale up the subcontractors if we don't have the orders. No need to invest any money into the material. So it's in the daily operation is not that easy always. Sometimes you're missing some screws because the subcontractor missing some people, they're sick or on holidays or whatever. Also when we're going to south of Europe, they are not this like, sorry when I say this, to my South European friends, they are, when we said we deliver at this day, we deliver at this day. So if some from the Mediterranean Sea, some suppliers say this, you know, they need always 2 to 4 weeks longer than they say. This is a risk we have because we don't produce in our company, so we don't have this. This is the only disadvantage. We don't have it that much under control, so we have to trust our subcontractors. But also in some it works well.
Yeah, but to summarize the family, I would say you get a lot of bang for the buck. Your focus is on the parts inside. Not a fancy artwork or a cool, sleek design.
I think, honestly, I like our Alpha X.
Yes.
I would say it is a fancy artwork. So a lot of people like this. And this one, every spray gun is unique.
Yeah.
Another spray gun looks different from this kind of pattern. It's always different. So every spray gun is a unique spray gun.
Yeah.
From this.
You also have the pressure gauge.
Yes.
Nothing fancy, does its job really easy. And you don't have to worry about, like I said before, to forget to remove the digital cage and destroy it. So
of course, also this gauge you cannot put into solvent, so it's then also
no, you cannot but you can dip it because I have dipped.
You can dip it because the glass is glass. It's not plastic. There's a lot of in the market coming from Asia. They have plastic glasses, and then you dip it into solvent, and then it's blind.
Then it's Stevie Wonder.
And also the needle can withstand when you wipe it off on the outside. I think with solvent it shouldn't be a problem.
But also we will come out this year, middle of this year, with a digital version of this.
Okay.
I have some prototype with me, but it's in my luggage, so I can show if you want.
I like it.
Yeah, this is the new digital version. We're coming out in the middle of this year. So it's a surface you can wipe with solvent. Also not allowed to drop it into the solvent.
Yeah.
This is one of the major new product this year. Then we have especially a lot of customer asking for this. We have a lamp, very easy to install in the spray gun. Just put it on. Have a screw. can do whatever you want, where you want it, like this.
That is something I noticed.
Ready to go. You have different kind of lights. Of course, it's daylight also. It's like sunlight,
Yeah.
especially when you want to test color matching like this, and you have different intensities.
Yeah, I've noticed it's more trendy to use the lights nowadays.
It makes sense if you don't have an well spray booth with a lot of lamps. So if it's a little bit dark, or sometimes in the spray booth the lamps already dirty from the dusk.
Yeah.
So and then when you're spraying with this and you have the lamp on, you can exactly see what where you are with your spray pattern, and you can see the flow of the spray pattern.
You can see the fade out quite nicely with such a lamp.
Yeah, this is the right.
Also inside, when you spray something inside an engine bay or a luggage compartment, sometimes it needs to be sprayed inside as well. And it's really, really good. And for industrial use, when you spray, for example, the likes of Montana shelves, you need to go inside and spray. You see nothing without this.
So this lamp coming with a cover, so you just can click it away. And we have a set of 5 you can buy for a few euro, and then you just make a new one. So no need to clean it. Just put a new one on it, and then everything is clean. It's very simple.
Can you wipe the cover? Or?
It's a plastic what can withstand solvents. Depends on the solvent. So sometimes solvents old with humidity from the air, and then it's exit. So then we are coming to an end because it's some. I don't know now the name of this plastic, but it's very solvent resistant.
Okay.
There's no plastic what is 100% solvent resistant, but it's very solvent resistant. And I guess because of scratches, when you wipe it very often and using very often solvent, it could become a little bit milky.
Yeah,
if it become milky, just take it away and for a few cents, put a new one on it. That's it.
But for example, in the spray booth, you often spray the lightning with
slime.
Slime or something like that, just not to get the paint to stick. So it's already dimmed out.
So it's a solution, you know.
Yeah.
Or when you have like big plastic parts and you have to go inside the plastic part and it's dark inside, you have no light inside, then this can help you. It's X certificated, so for explosion, it's certificated, everything.
So it's 8X.
It's 8X, yeah.
Very good.
That's cool. That's really cool. Cool stuff.
This is a digital regulator, and also this is a project we're coming out end of this year. Of course, everyone have this like this, but we don't have the collar, the ring. We just have this part, just 2 parts. Put the liner inside. And here, compared to some other competitors, they have some plastic ring here, and when you mix it with a stick, and you're doing like this, you still have a clean outer cup.
Yeah.
This is very important. So some others they don't have this ring; they have this like around, and then when you're using the stick, then the outer cup becoming very dirty and
then sometimes when you spray, if you get some paint on the ring and you spray, you get a drop coming off the. I think it happened to most people using that kind of cups.
This is our answer and idea for a liner version.
And you will have it with 125 and 190 microns?
We will starting with 2 sizes, 190 and 125. And if the market want, also we can change to 90. Also we have some distributor, they ask for 90.
Okay, something really
it's very
thick.
very strange, just a few markets. So. And this makes for us no sense because it's too expensive to produce. So I think we'll start with 125 micron and 190 micron. So.
And then we have the touch-up gun as well. Let's not forget.
Yeah, the touch-up gun.
It's
the baby boy.
It's a gun we use a lot in the business for. It could be for UV primer, for example, which needs a smaller nozzle, 1.0 to, for example.
Yeah.
And it's really good for making small, let's say, spot repairs. It's good for small touch-ups. And here, someone actually put a bit of thought into it and made the handle in a natural size. Because the gun head is a bit smaller, but the handle is still the same size as your
I
hand.
was looking.
think is brilliant.
I was looking over to compare to the others, and I
Yes.
was like, "Is it the same size?" But it feels smaller. But the trigger fools you a bit.
Yes.
But it's the same size.
The handle is the same size, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bjorn.
The handle's the same size, but is a little bit smaller,
Yeah.
and it's more light. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
lighter. The question is also there. The competitors have the called miniguns. I ask myself, for what? They're mini, but they are more expensive to produce because everything is smaller.
Yeah.
You need to have for every part. You need to have completely new production lines. Make it expensive. Why? So the key point is for a minigun is the nozzle, the tip size. This coming from 0.8 to 1.0, so it's up to you. It's your choice. And why? The painter, mostly of the painter are, unfortunately I have to say this, but it is like it is, are men, and they have big hands. So I really hate the small guns. I just can use my one finger to pull the trigger for what? And I feel with such mini spray guns very uncomfortable. So this is why we said let's do a mini spray gun. We call this XS. What have a good feeling in a man's hand, but
Yes.
it's lighter, it's smaller, and have the small nozzle sizes.
Yeah. It sounds like you've been listening to the people that are using it, because I'm always questioning, because we have tried quite a few of these small ones, and even the small ones. The latest I had now was I think it was Valcom Carbon, the small one, and it was so hard because it didn't fit at my hand.
This is the same my personal opinion. I asked myself, for what?
Yeah,
Why is it small? For what?
Your hand will always be the same size.
Yeah, the hand will. It will also, because I have a lot of girls working here. It was also too small for their hands.
Oh.
So
So, yeah. So
why compromise that? So it's
We have
it's
some.
stuff that I normally doesn't think about. So it's really good key points.
Yes.
I think also I'm coming from the roots because I'm a car painter. I'm a master car painter, and I know how to paint a car, and so I know what my colleagues want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I ask always myself, why this minigun? So nobody need this. For me, it's bullshit. So we can cut this.
Yeah.
No, don't cut the bullshit. What is bullshit? We should say it's bullshit.
Yeah, but it is bullshit.
yes,
Yeah, but it is bullshit. Because I think design before function is a
Yes.
key feature for most. It has to look attractive. It has to look like
It's just a marketing trick.
Yeah,
That's
marketing,
it.
yeah,
It's
And
just
often you see people buy miniguns, that's really small ones, and then they still use the big ones for everything. When they just hang there in the mixing room.
yeah, but it looks good hanging there.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It looks like a professional.
it's a lot of blocked money just hanging there. huh?
Yeah.
For what?
Sadly, it is like we love using these smaller guns for spray glues also. When we in the composite industry, we have when we're gluing different layers, just to stick them before we bag them, and we love using these small guns. But the biggest issue we have is like they are too small.
Also, I can tell you we are thinking about to develop from this small gun also a line like this. This is the starting,
Yeah.
especially for ladies, because this is we have a lot of customer in Germany, and they are ladies, and they love this size for their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give us the idea why you are not making this body design with all the other guns, so
Yeah.
that we can use this.
Yeah, for
Because
filler
they
and-
said this is a little bit uncomfortable for ladies' hands.
Yeah.
So for the average of ladies' hands, let's say this, and this is perfectly for ladies' hands, and
Yeah.
so they make this.
I would say I seen a lot of women painters.
Now
I
in
would-
the,
I
in
would
the
say
schools
them-
coming more and more
Yeah.
for sure.
My wife is a painter, as you know.
Yeah. And there are a lot of painters I've seen on TikTok and on Instagram.
Yeah.
All of the influencer are girls.
I think the biggest one is from Norway. This how she called painter is it or something like this?
Yeah, painter is a, yeah. And there is also another one I can't remember, but she's also a really, really good painter. But as you said, there is no line for.
No.
And the market is becoming bigger and bigger.
It is. And this lady said, make it like this, the same color like this. Don't make it in pink. We will not buy. I said, okay, don't make it in pink.
Don't make it pink.
It's not about time that the market adapts to women in the business. I mean, lately you've seen some companies launching spray suits that are more made for women, and I think a line of guns would be really good. If you launch as a women's gun, the guys will not buy it. You know.
Sure.
If you had a pink one, I would buy it.
Yeah,
Just to hang
I think we will not. I think this was already a big risk to say we make this in purple. We discussed this long time. So should we make it in purple or just in neutral color like gray or silver or black or whatever?
I actually got really good feedback from the guys on the color.
And we make some prototypes with different colors, and also we're just driving to the body shops.
It stands out.
What color you look like most, and we just make it for our statistic. And this color, most of the painter like this purple gun, this color. So this is the reason why we did it.
It's actually one of my favorite colors. Like you could call it also plum crazy. You know, in the 70s, in the 60s, 70s, there was a lot of muscle cars painted in this color.
But what I like about the series here is that there are totally different colors on them. It's so easy to see which gun is
For
what.
Yeah.
For example, they're not like just the ordinary gun smoke or what's it called, that color, the gray
metal gray.
Yeah, metal gray, gun smoke gray. It's all often called also. So
yeah, it's because they use it like this just one gray. You cannot make any mistake with this. So it's unique for the world.
Yeah.
So if you make it a little bit fancy, if you make something new, fancy, it's always a little bit risk that have influence to your sales numbers. But we are small. We can do this.
Yeah.
So honestly, if I sell 100, 200 guns less because of the color in a year, I don't care. But I'm happy with my babies here.
Yeah. And not to buy a gun due to its color. That's I don't know. It sounds to me like it's quite stupid. Frankly, it's quite.
Also, I
stupid.
cannot say or remember that we have any feedback. They don't buy the gun because of its color. So also, I think you can say something.
Actually, it stands out. Like in the paint shop, when you see the 10 guns hanging on a rack, and the purple or plum crazy gun is hanging there. It looks really good. It's really stands out from the rest of them. And that's nice.
The story behind Prepit X, of course, it's a family story. I told you about this already.
We covered it all.
What the fuck? Why we are producing spray guns in a very competitive market?
Yeah.
So I ask myself every day how stupid I am to do this, and burning in the beginning a lot of money. So in this project, we're talking about millions to make a brand like this and starting. A spray gun, and I can take these millions and go to Dubai and then have a nice life, don't work anymore. So, but it's a passion, you know.
Yeah, the passion.
It's just a passion for the product, and sometimes people want me. I come to their company and it's totally different products. I don't want. So my passion is spray guns. And this since many years. Not only Prepit X, because Prepit X is founded. The company is founded 2016, but before this also I'm involved for spray guns. This was electrical paint sprayer, but always paint spraying.
For me, also paint and also spray guns it's been part of my family for 3 generations with paint technicians, paint producers, and it's just a passion for me as well with the paint and the guns, and it's fun showing something new to the people in the business. It's fun to show the painters something new and something something reliable that they can use in their everyday and without a huge investment. And also, I like that it's handcrafted in Germany. I think that's.
It's gonna be really fun testing this out, and we're gonna do a deep dive with them, close-up sprays, and see how they're handling.
I'm looking for your result. So, what will be your opinion?
But still, this is from my perspective. There are 1,000 and more that are better painters than I am. But in the end, it's most guys are like me. They're not the high-end painter, fancy pansy users.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
So it will reflect on what my preference are. As I said before, Martin, he lured me into the SATA world because when we started off many years ago.
You introduced into SATA world.
Sorry, yes.
Scandal.
Sorry,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I didn't know you at the time.
And after that, I was using Iwata first and had a lot of issues with the leaking seals and everything due to lack of knowledge of how to change them, and you need to like repair because if you're not cleaning them well, you get bit in the ass like I did. Then I used SATA, and now I've got the DV1, the Wilbis. And Martin, oh, it doesn't work. No, it's not good. Because it's preferential. It is what you like.
That's what you like. Different painters like different guns.
I can go into the box using the SATA, and then I can go out and take the DeVilbiss and paint with the DeVilbiss as like nothing happened. Because at the level I'm painting on, there is a difference, but that difference is so easy to.
It's very small.
Yeah, it's so small. So for me, Prepit X is like wow, it's a new world. The guns are like the guns I would like to have. It doesn't look like it has Wi-Fi and cleans itself. Basically,
it's a tool.
It's a
good
tool. It's a robust tool.
We are still working on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're still working on the Wi-Fi. Yeah, but for example, look at the new Iwata gun. It looks like it fucking sprays itself. It's so fancy, but I'm going to forget to remove the when I spray with it.
Don't worry, we can sell you a digital gauge to put under it.
But still, I love new stuff, so I'm testing it out. I'm no professional, but still, I love new stuff, and the ring eye or the lightning. That one blew me off because this haven't Martin told me anything.
Don't tell you everything.
So that was like, okay, you're the first supplier that has a light developed for it, because I haven't found the other brands doesn't have.
No, that's
third party.
There are some brands who are making also lamps for this. Rather good. Sometimes there's another Italian brand who make it also very good.
Yeah,
it's similar. So, and there are a couple of Chinese versions in the market. There's some from France. They make this lamp by 3D printer.
Yeah,
but he sent me a sample. Also, we discussed to work together that he deliver this lamp to us and make our private label. But there's no ATEX certification and there's no gaskets, nothing. So we cannot sell like this.
Oh, it's important we have the right certifications.
Do we know price-wise? Does it land on the premium end, on the price, the higher end, or is your philosophy going over from the guns to the lighting also? So keep that pricing down for it, for example.
It depends. It's mathematics. Very simple mathematics. What's the production cost plus our profit percentage? That's it. So I just can tell you what we are expecting. This lamp would be like similar, like the lamp would be cost around about like a spray gun, a little bit less than a spray gun.
Yeah. Yeah, but then it's a necessary tool. Still, even if you fully kit it, it's just what the base cost on the high end. And you get a MacGyver version of it. so you get all the accessories, and the price is still less than the fancy brands.
Sure.
Yeah.
And this is our mission, that you say next year or in 2-3 years that Prepit X is a fancy brand. This is what we have to do, the brand awareness from
I would
Prepit
say
X.
it's a premium brand at a reasonable price.
Yeah, it's all about how you use your media and how you brand is created around it. Many can like push in so much money in just branding, so they can take a cheap Chinese replica of something and make it blown up just due to media today. You're doing it the other way around, and that impresses me.
We do it from the basics. So
yeah, you're doing it from the basics.
I said I don't know in English, hören und sagen, so from speaking and listening. So
Yeah.
you know now our brand, you're talking with other one,
Yeah.
Martin talking with a lot of
Yeah.
people. We got
Yes.
new distributor,
Yeah.
they have friends, they're talking about this,
Yeah.
and this is the wave from our brand awareness we want to push over the world.
And that's something I like as well, working with a smaller producer of guns, that if there's something that the painter said, could it not be this way, then we can have a discussion, and sometimes maybe it's possible to change something.
For example, you are the reason we have the discussion about these adapters for PPS1.
Yes.
Okay.
So because Martin told me that you have problems to get these original
Yeah,
adapters because not able to deliver anymore,
Yeah.
because it's old system.
Yeah.
Most of the systems from PPS1 in the market, I think it's coming from China in the market, and there are no distributors who are offer the adapters.
No.
So we said, okay, we're making our own adapters just for our guns, so for
Yeah.
the PPS1.
Yeah.
And also for a cheap price. So this we don't want to earn anything on it. We just want to give the service that you can use your favorite cup system on our guns.
And due to the PPS 1.0, the trademark or the copyright on it went out 2 years ago or something like that. So there's
Longer.
It's longer than
As
that.
long
yeah.
as you mean the patent? So
Yeah, the
patent
pattern.
went
Yeah,
out a
the
long
pattern.
time ago, yeah.
So I would say like today there are
Oh yeah.
tons and tons
many
of
different.
manufacturers on the 1.0.
Yes.
Uh,
they
copies.
all this, if it's not 3M, they all without any exception coming from China.
yeah, China. Yeah.
There's 3-4 companies in China who are making this kind of I call it bag,
Yeah, bag. Yeah.
because this is very special and expensive machines.
Yeah.
And my favorite is more a hard cup system, because also in the past, also the color matching with the bags in the past was a problem.
Yeah.
So in the beginning it's no problem, but when the bag, the liner
Yeah. Comes down.
get wrinkles,
Yeah.
then you have different pressure situation as in the beginning.
Yeah.
So maybe for you as not that's important, but for example, we had this in the past. If you're painting a silver metallic,
Yeah.
you're starting in the beginning with a lot of material flow,
Yeah.
and when you have a lot of material flow, this means the metallics swimming and lying like
Yeah,
this, and
yeah.
you don't have not too much shadow. So this means the silver is very light if you paint the silver very, very wet. And when you're turning around the car and coming back with a bag like this, then your spray pattern getting smaller and more dry,
Yeah.
and then the silver is more dark, because
It's
the
wet.
metallics like this.
Yeah.
And then you have totally different color matching. This was in the past with the old paints, becoming now more and more easy. But this is still the biggest disadvantage of liner. But
Okay.
we will have a liner too. The problem is for the liners always is the bag. Most of the bags are too hard.
Ah, okay.
And then you have exactly this problem that you are that you reduce the spray pattern, the material flow. And to produce this kind of bag, it looks so simple. But this bag have different wall sizes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That the bag should do like this. So we make this now, we are developing this now that we have different wall sizes, some stripes here. When this bag collapses, that doing like this. So that's really flat.
Okay.
And this, in result, you have a very continuously material flow.
Yeah.
So there are some bags in the market they are doing like this
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of wrinkles, and
Yeah.
these wrinkles want to go back and want to keep and
Yeah.
hold the paint in the bag. That's the problem.
The development of the liner is very crucial. It's, I was working 15 years for 3M launching the first PPS, and it was really the hardest thing to produce was the liner.
For me personally, as painter, I dislike these bags. They are easy to handle,
Yeah.
for sure, but they have this kind of problem. So I'm more a fan of the hard cup version.
Yeah.
And we will come out this year, end of this year, with this liner version.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the first product I dislike,
Yeah. Okay.
but the market asked for. The market asked for. So this is why we decided we need to have the liner version as Prepit X version.
Yeah.
We call this Mix and Paint. This will be our sub-brand for this.
Yeah.
And no, this is Mix and Flex. Sorry, Mix and Flex because of the flexible liner. And with our hard cup version, we call it Mix and Paint.
Okay. Yeah.
And this hard cup version also will have a valve in the bottom. So there's no other way. There's no pattern anymore with a valve in the bottom, and there's no other way to get air inside the cup. There are some versions that make the air through the lid.
Yeah.
But then the air bubbles have to go through the paint, so you still have again some problems with the inner air pressure in the cup.
Yeah.
So the best and simplest way is open and close.
Yeah.
Even this have a problem if a painter forget to close and put it back, then have the mass on the table. Or the more worse is they forget to open and start paint job, and then starts spitting.
Yeah.
The spray gun starts spitting because no paint coming out anymore.
But you should never lay it down upside down, because if you're laying it upside down between the layers, then you have an issue with the filter will dry up.
For sure. So the
So it should always be hanging.
for this year, you of course you can do this like this. So
Yeah.
when when the liner collapse,
Yeah.
you should not, but most of the painter do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
They store it then for a couple of days. Most of the time, strainer is
Yeah.
already full of
But
dirt.
not storing between the sprays. So when you hang the gun,
Yeah.
I've seen many do like when they come out of the booth, they
Lie down.
do like that. And if you
With the liner?
with the liner cup, yeah,
Yeah, because they want that the paint coming out of the gun.
yeah, but no,
No?
it's between the lines, between the sprays. So they will take it again and go in and spray, and it takes like a couple of seconds to re-wet the filter, so the filter, because it dries up in the filter.
Hmm.
I noticed that because I also did that before, coming out of the spray booth and just laying it down or standing it.
But
Upside down.
I don't understand this. When you're coming out of the booth in this way.
Yeah,
Then-
and you hang it.
Then the filter is under paint.
Yeah.
So cannot dry up.
No, but if you would turn it upside down and store it
Yeah.
like that.
If you're doing like this,
Yes,
then-
many painters do like that.
then it's of course becoming dry because the paint
Will
going
go,
out of
yes.
the paint. There's a lot of painter there storage like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some rest paint.
Yeah.
They put this really like this, and then you can see sometimes the cabinets full of this.
Don't look at mine, please. I have that. Some of the paints I do like that.
I know body shops. They're using systems like this. They clean it.
Wow.
Yeah, they bought one box of 50 pieces, and they have this since 5 years, and still.
But do people use hard
Cups.
cup still?
we offer this, so you can order the spray guns with cup
Okay.
or without any cup,
Okay.
and then you can add your favorite cup system.
But is someone using that still?
It's still around. I would say it's 40% of the sales is still hard cup, like this.
That much?
Yeah. I don't know at the end. They ordered this with this, but I don't know what they're doing at the end, or maybe just putting into the cabinet because it looks good, like you said.
Yeah.
Some people use it for a 1K primer to have it hanging all the time in a spray gun. For
Yeah, but
industrial use.
but 40% is still not. 40% is not painting that.
I think they're just putting it in a drawer or something.
Oh, I saw this. We have a customer using for the clear coat gun. They still using this this cup, and also for the, like you said, for the primer cup,
Yeah.
because they mix the clear coat in the morning and then really the cup full
Yeah,
until the
yeah.
end, and then using it the whole day, the clear coat. The same with the primer.
So
I cannot
And,
use that because I'm using the fast hard. Half an hour and it's gone.
Yeah, it's also the cleaning process. It's to
Yeah.
clean this kind of cup. It's a long process. You need a lot of
Yeah.
solvent, so it's not economical anymore using this.
No.
and of course we're always looking for new importers for the different countries as well. And we will display an email address in the video.
Yeah.
It's info@oxpaint.com.
Yeah, there will be
So that will be
information about
information.
where to get a hold of these
Yes.
toys in new countries or here in Sweden also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just contact Martin. And as I said, there will be linked in description and where people can go and order or become
Importer or
importer or
distributor.
distributor, whatever they need.
Yeah. So thank you, Henrik.
Thank you for
For having
coming.
us.